Tēnā rā koutou, ngā mana e ngā reo, e ngā karangamaha hurirau nei te maunga tito ia, tēnā tātou, tēnā koutou katoa, kia iwara, kia iwara, kia iwara. Ki ngā iwi e waru o Taranaki maunga, karanga mai, wakarongo mai. E te iwi main kaupapa that we're about to talk about. I'm joined here today by Uncle Toka Waldon. We're here to talk about the 100-year celebration of Māori Rugby here in Taranaki i te iwi. What a main milestone, Uncle.
Oh, outstanding, eh? To actually achieve 100 years of Taranaki Māori Tribal Rugby here in Taranaki is, yeah, absolutely stunning. There's a lot of chat out there about these players that they felt that they, you know, were the cream of the crop at the time, and they battled against each of the different iwi there, and yeah, no, it was just some great times that our people had right up till today, where we're still battling against each other through different iwi games and stuff like that. But no, exciting, really exciting coming up.
Absolutely. Now, just while we're on the history of the kōrero e Huama, as you can see down here on our little screen, the Taranaki Māori 100-year celebrations. For you to lock in those dates, e Huama, Saturday the 28th and 29th. The 28th will be hosted down in Te Hawera, ki te ware o Rua Putaanga at the TSV Hub, as well as Hicks Park. Bit of a tourney going on there for day one, and then day two will be up at Yarrow Stadium on Sunday the 29th. But first of all, you talked about, you know, tribal rugby and what it used to be like back in the days. Uncle, talk to us about the kaupapa and what it was like, the sort of people that were involved and sort of how many people were involved at those times.
Yeah, no, sort of going back over those years, and even when, you know, I played tribal rugby, it was pretty tough because we had to front up on a Saturday for our competition club teams. And then Māori rugby was on a Sunday, and you know, it was really a bit of a lotto of who will turn up the next day. But we managed to get the teams on the paddock week in and week out. So that was a great time. To join with our whānau and within our iwi to sort of play the game that we all loved and had a passion for to play as well. At that time too, there was different shields that were at stake to play for, and yeah, the battles were quite fierce. So you know, going back, there were a lot of players that played, you know, tribal rugby. You got Uncle John Niwa and Tupito, Maruera, and you know, JK down in Hawera. John Hooker as well. So the names keep appearing, you know, and they're so passionate about tribal rugby and what that brought back to our people. So, you know, this celebration is one that we've been looking forward to celebrate that huge milestone. That they come around every 100 years, and no doubt we won't be around in the next 100, but I'm sure that we'll go hard, you know, with the whānau, with the iwi, to celebrate this.
Amazing stuff. So Taranaki Māori Rugby Football Union was formed way back in 1923, and overseas tribal rugby games played in the area around Maunga Taranaki e Huama. But I mean, it's not just a game, is it? Because it's about that whānau vibe, it's about the mana. It's really your mana that's on the line, isn't it?
Well, definitely the mana, and then in the evening it got into, you know, who can sing the best and, you know, who could haka the better and that sort of thing. So, you know, the lights really came on, you know, after the game, and it even went on for a couple of days sometimes too as well, where we celebrated and enjoyed each other's company and stuff like that. So they were the fun times, you know.
I could only imagine. I mean, club rugby is nothing like it used to be, but I mean, I'm still glad to see we have that grassroots rugby, and a lot of our brothers and sisters actually getting off the couch and just jumping on the paddock for the game of rugby itself.
Definitely. And it's played, you know, in different provinces too. Māori rugby. When I was down in the Manawatu, I played Māori rugby, played for Central District's under 23 Māori up in the East Coast. So there were lots of opportunities and tournaments. And it was sort of just to lay the foundation out for our people that there is a pathway, you know, from the grassroots, Māori rugby, tribal rugby, right through to New Zealand Māori rugby. And we have a lot of representatives here in Taranaki that have achieved the milestone of representing the New Zealand Māori, and we have quite a number of those people here in Taranaki. So it is the pathway. You know, tribal rugby was seen as the pathway to giving our players opportunities to, you know, reach for the pinnacle of being a Māori All Black, but also being able to play at the grassroots and enjoy the whānau and the celebrations at the grassroots level too. So.
And I guess that's exactly what the celebration is about, e tatou mā. So we've got 2 dates. For day 1, we're looking at a powhiri. Talk to us around how that's all going to roll out. We've got 2 tournaments happening, 2 parts of a competition that are happening, and there are some of our old shields up for grabs. So we've got day 1, which is the Saturday, the 28th of September, down in Te Hawara, Ki Te Ware Orua, Putahanga and Hicks Park. We're kicking off with a powhiri. How's that all going to roll out?
Yeah, no, that's good. We're in discussions with Aotearoa and in particular with Ngāti Runui in their patch. So we definitely had the conversation with Ngā Parima, and they're really excited, I think, taking the tournament down there and to celebrate this. The powhiri, we'll give out more details and that sort of thing as we start to firm it up, but there will be an opportunity to welcome in our taonga and for the families and the iwi to bring in their taonga that are up for a challenge on the day. It's a chance to reunite, you know, with the whānau on the ground and to actually acknowledge the meanings behind these shields that have been played for in the past. So, you know, really exciting there. Also at the venue, you know, we're wanting to create a real atmosphere, a culture of fun and laughter, but also our whānau, our iwi, to come along and set up their tents and, you know, start to sort of share, you know, some of the merchandise, some of the programs that they've got running within the iwi with all the other iwi. So it's going to be a festival day. We want to make it a festival day, but also not to take away the rugby for that day, tribal rugby. And it may, you know, sort of be one of the last opportunities to reflect on our past of 100 years with tribal rugby. As you know, rugby changes, and you know, we're trying to sort of move with the times as well. And we've got a lot of work to do and discussions to have amongst the iwi, where to from here into the future to support our rangatahi, our wahine, developing in this game here in Taranaki.
It's going to be massive. And I was just taking a look, and I've got a little bit of a trophy list here. And many of you will be familiar with some of these trophies, and especially a lot of the old boys who may see this video, definitely share this with your kaumātua whānau. But there's the likes of the Parihaka Shield, the Rima Wakarua Shield, that's a Ngārauru one, it's the Iwi Lucy Manu Cup, Wali Hawe Shield, for Ruanui, Te Mohi Hikaka Cup. I'm telling you, these are some really prominent people from Taranaki that we are still celebrating 100 years later. Talk to us about that exhibition and how people will be able to see these trophies and see the memorabilia from over 100 years.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it goes back to when we held the World Cup here in Taranaki. There was an exhibition held at the Pukeariki. And at that time, the team who were planning, you know, for the Rugby World Cup pulled together this outstanding tribal Māori exhibition of the taonga, and got various people from the families to talk about what those, you know, what those trophies meant to them and to their family, and also to the wider iwi. So, you know, at the 2 days down in Te Hawara and at Yarrow Stadium, you know, we want to relive some of our taonga, and we want to make sure that you know, those taonga will live on in the memories of all rugby players, whether, you know, from the past and moving forward into the future. Like you said, a lot of those trophies are named after some of our tupuna, and their legacy, you know, will continue on for generations ahead of us, representing their families and their whakapapa. So, yeah, no, really exciting.
One of the trophies that will be up for grabs over the weekend, Ehwama, is the Tuera Shield. Now, many of you will know this shield, and you will know some of the wakapapa around the shield. But for day 1, we have got a tournament. Now, this is the Tribal Māori Rugby tournament for all of our 8 iwi. Talk to us how that's sort of going to go over the first day one.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've put the karanga out to the iwi, the 8 iwi, to get involved, to bring out a team on the day, you know, drag out our, you know, our karawa as well, who want to have a little dabble, but also to stretch out to a lot of our whānau that live away, to come back to Taranaki and enjoy this momentous occasion. And I'm sure there are whānau out there that, you know, have relations and whānau and that sort of thing, you know, in the South Island, over in the East Coast. Bring them back for this weekend and let's celebrate together, and a bit of iwi-tanga, you know, a bit of mana building there for the iwi, and also bringing out the best in everyone to challenge for those trophies there. So, yeah, can't wait.
It's going to be a great day, battling it out on the paddock for all of our iwi, and just to be there and amongst that atmosphere. Like I said, it's not just about the game, it's about our families, it's about the fans, it's about your mates, and it's also about your mana that will be on the line, no doubt. So we're going to have the tournament on day one for all 8 iwi, and then we're going to finish that off with a pool wakangaho, a bit of a cabaret. What's that sort of looking like?
Yeah, no, we're really excited about the pool wakangaho. You know, we know that a lot of our people can perform, and we'll be looking forward to that evening to see who can perform to a high level. But no, just an opportunity to reflect on those tribal days, and to reflect on, you know, those teams that existed at that time. You know, there are a few teams like Manawatu, an old name there that came out through the land confiscations and stuff like that. To also Pukeariki, where it was a team from New Plymouth. So, you know, these names are still around, and we would like to actually celebrate those old clubs and teams that played, you know, within tribal rugby. Ngairi was another team, just to bring to mind. Ngairi had a team out in the tribal competition as well, along with, you know, Taranaki Tūturu, Ngāti Rua Nui Ngārauru. So as you can see, there are a lot of teams involved in the early years, and plenty of players. So, you know, this is the karanga out to all our whānau. Get home and play for a team. You know, bring back the mana of this tribal rugby for one weekend to celebrate, you know, this milestone.
That's all happening on Saturday, the 28th of September at the TSB Hub. Please do keep an eye out on the Te Korimako o Taranaki Facebook, because we will be releasing this information as it comes through from our organising committee. Now, day 2 is going to be just as massive, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we've got a competition there on that day. It is for the Tuera Shield, as I mentioned, and that is the Taranaki Māori and Wanganui Māori.
Yeah. So we've always played, the Shield was always played between Taranaki and Wanganui for a number of years. Prior to that, there were other provinces included in that. And at this particular time, we decided to put the Shield up against Manawatu. And unfortunately, we lost the Shield that day. So Manawatu are the current holders of the Tuera Shield, and we're looking to get that Shield back. So the team that goes out on that paddock, there's only one goal, one aim that day, and that's to bring that Shield home again, where we think it belongs anyway. But no, all the best, Manawatu.
So that particular game, Ihuama, is between the Taranaki Māori and Manawatu Māori, and that is a curtain raiser leading into the Bulls and the Turbos, I believe?
That's correct. Yeah. So, you know, we were really fortunate to plan this early, to get a curtain raiser before the Bulls and the Manawatu Turbos. So, you know, really looking forward to that contest as well. So that's on the Sunday, the 29th of September. We'll be also hosting a luncheon at Sports Taranaki prior to the game. At this stage, the game is scheduled to kick off about 1:10, but we will keep you updated on those timings as well. But the luncheon will be there to celebrate basically the 100 years. We'll have a guest speaker there. We're still finalising details around a guest speaker there, but definitely someone that can reflect on the journey from grassroots right through to being a Māori All Black, and so that we can actually show the pathway, that there is a pathway for our rangatahi if they come down the tribal pathway. So
just only a little hint there about who it could be.
Yeah.
But, you know, like you mentioned earlier, we've got many people who have come through tribal rugby and gone on to do some really amazing things and even reached the heights of the All Blacks. So I'm really excited to see who they finally managed to get to come down on the Sunday for day 2. After match function as well.
Yeah, planned? Definitely. The after match, that's where we would like to bring back the shield home, again. But there will be a celebration afterwards, and also just to manaki, you know, our visitors from Manawatu, and giving them a safe passage home again. So yeah, quite exciting for that day. So hey, whānau out there, you know, it's a big program, but we're excited about it. We want you involved in some way. If you've got any ideas or any kōrero that you'd like to share and that sort of thing, you know, get it onto the email. There's an email address on some of the social media that's going out, but also a contact number for me if you'd like to have a discussion and that to move things forward. So, you know, let's get behind this. Let's celebrate hard, and let's remember, you know, those times were great times for our whānau, but also looking forward to the future as well.
Excellent stuff. There you go. Just down here, whānau mā. For more information and pātai, you can email tmrfu100@gmail.com, or you can call Uncle Toka on 0272 771 102. Call or text. It's iwi, but it's going to all be going down here in Taranaki come September. Saturday the 28th is day 1 down in Te Hawera. Keep an eye out for some posters and some other kōrero surrounding the kaupapa. And then, of course, we'll be up at Yarrow Stadium on Sunday the 28th for that clash to bring the Tuera Shield back home. Yeah. Any final words and encouragement?
Just that if there's any players out there, we're encouraging some games against some wahine teams as well. So we definitely want to get the Tuka Māori waka pia again, wahine against the Aotea Taranaki Kurahopu waka. Maybe just join that up and have a game out there so that we celebrate the wahine within the game as well. Also, rangatahi, we're looking at getting an under-18s team from the north and the south, and maybe an invitation team down from Horowhenua, and we just got to lock that up. But you're just trying to create that environment where it's not just about the past, but also about where we'd like to go into the future with wahine tour rugby and also with our rangatahi as well.
Amazing stuff. You can look forward to that. Like I said, don't forget to check us out on Facebook for any further details that come through. And as they come through, we'll make sure to post them up here on Te Korimako. But thank you very much, Uncle Toka, for coming in and sharing that kōrero. And looking forward to the big weekend here celebrating 100 years of Māori rugby, tribal rugby here in Taranaki. Tēnā koutou katoa.
Kia ora.